So, Mathematics Quarter 3 Module 6 is all about the probability of A union B. So, once again, we are using the self-learning modules from our Department of Education. So, this is our objective for tonight. After going through this module, you are expected to find the probability of A union B. Number 2, illustrates mutually exclusive events. Specifically, you will find the probability of A union B equals the probability of A plus the probability of B. Second, find the probability of A union B equals the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A intersection B. And lastly, solve word problems involving the probability of A union B. Okay, so let us study. So, can you determine the probability that Jose will get to play first? Then how? So, una, the title of this game is Right to Play First. So, in a game of snake and ladders, Maria and Jose roll a die to determine the first player. Both players will roll a die, and whoever gets the higher number plays first. Maria rolls a 5. What is the probability that Jose gets to play first? So these are our guide questions. What is the probability that Jose rolls a 6? What is the probability that Jose rolls an even number? What is the probability that Jose rolls an odd number or a 6? And what is the probability that Jose rolls an even number or a number greater than 4? So we will answer this later or after we discuss our lesson for tonight. So probability of the events. So a compound event consists of two or more simple events that are connected by the words and or. Sa English subject pa ninyo, yung and at saka or, ang tawag dyan sa lesson sa English is conjunction. Yan, conjunction. Conjunction or connectors. Diba? Pag sinabing conjunction, these are words that connect words, phrases, or even compound compound sentences, ganyan. So, two events are mutually exclusive. Take note of the word mutually exclusive. So, two events are mutually exclusive if both events can occur at the same time. These events have no common elements. Okay, so let's take this next question as our example. What is the probability that Jose rolls an odd number or a 6? So since na a word nga or, so in other words, itong example na to is said to be a compound event. So yung event 1 natin, kung odd number yung makuha, yan yung event 1. Yung event 2 naman natin, yung second event would be kung ang number na makuha is a 6. So, yung sample space natin, take note, ang sample space, ito yung all possible outcomes. So, since we are referring to a die, dice kung dalawa, kung isa die, siyempre, may mga dots yan. Yung isang dot will represent yung 1, dalawang dots is 2, 3 kapag tatlong dots, 4 kapag 4 na dots, 5 kung 5 dots, at saka 6 kung 6 dots. Now, sa event 1, ito yung event 1, if we're going to list all the elements when rolling a die, tapos odd number, so syempre 1, 3 at saka 5 lang. So yan yung mga elements kung odd number. Yung event 2 naman, rolling a 6. So syempre yung kanyang element is only 6. So rolling an odd number or a 6 cannot happen at the same time. Therefore, these events are mutually exclusive. Now, kung gagawa tayo ng Venn diagram, so kung ito yung event 1, ano ba yung mga numbers dito? Event 1, ito rolling an odd number, or event A, lagyan ko na lang ng event A para at least hindi kayo malito. Okay. Yan. So ano ba yung mga numbers na odd numbers sa die? So meron tayong 1, 3 at saka 5. Tapos, yung event B natin or yung second event natin is, kung ang makuha niya is 6. So, syempre, yung element niya dito is only 6. So, yan yung event B. So, kung makikita nyo, walang number or walang element si A na meron kay B. Wala ring element si B na meron kay A. Diba? So, ang tawag dito, cannot happen at the same time. So, wala silang common. This is an example of a mutually exclusive event. Yan. So, walang common. Kung sa module 4 pa or module 5, this is walang intersection. Okay? Yan. The probability of union of two mutually exclusive events is found by adding the probability of each event. So, dito, ano ba yung probability ng A? So, probability ng A, so PA equals, ano yung A natin? Rolling an odd number. So, ilang numbers meron ng, ilang elements meron ang A natin? So, 1, 2, and 3. So, 3. Over, ilan lahat yung sample space? That is equal to 6. Yan. While yung probability naman ng B, ilang elements or element meron ang set B? So, there is only 1, which is itong 6. So, 1 over 6. So, kung kukunin natin yung probability ng union ng dalawang mutually exclusive, all we need to do is to add the probability of each event. So, the probability of A union B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B. Yan. In which, yung probability ng A natin is 3 over 6 plus yung probability ng B, which is 1 over 6. So, 3 over 6 plus 1 over 6 is equal to 4 over 6. Yet, 4 over 6 can still be reduced in lowest term when 4 and 6 be divided by 2. So, 4 divided by 2 is 2. While 6 divided by 2 is 3. So, ito ngayon yung probability of A union B. Or yung kanina na probability that Jose rolls an odd number, ito yung A natin or event 1, or a 6. Yan yung event 2. So, the illustration below shows the probability of mutually exclusive events. Yan. Ito. So, the probability of A union B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B. or the probability of A or B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B. So take note kung sa symbol pa sa union, ito. Kung connectors naman, ito yung indication na union. Yung word na or. Question muna before I proceed. May question? Wala. Hello? Do you have questions? Okay, so silence means no question. Okay, so let me proceed. Ito pala andito na pala sa module natin. So the probability of rolling an odd number, ito yung event A, or a 6, ito yung event B. So rolling an odd number or rolling a 6. Yan. So ito yung solution na natin kanina. So 4 over 6, then 2 over 3. Okay, so let's proceed. So, ito yung mutually exclusive events. So, ito yung Venn diagram. So, there is no common element. Then, non-mutually exclusive events or inclusive events. So, ito, mutually exclusive. How about yung non-mutually exclusive or inclusive events? These are events that can happen at the same time. Yan. The probability of a union of non-mutually exclusive events or inclusive events is also known as the additive rule of probability. Thus, we add the probabilities of two events minus the probability that both will occur. So, pag sinabing both will occur, it talks about yung kanilang intersection or ano yung common sa dalawang events. It is further illustrated below. Yan. So, yung element ni A, union B, ito yung B, is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A intersection B. Yung intersection B, ito yun. Ito yung intersection B. Yan. So, once again, kapag union, ang ginagamit natin na connector is yung OR equals the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A intersection B. So, let's take the next example for us to understand yung non-mutually exclusive events or yung inclusive events. So, probability that Jose rolls an even number or greater than 4. So, we are talking about kapag mag-roll si Jose ng die pa rin. Sample space. So, ganun pa rin ha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, yung event 1 natin or event A, kung ang makuha niya even number, yung event B naman or event 2, kung ang makuha niya number is greater than 4. So, let's have to list the elements when rolling an even number. So, even number sa die, meron tayong 2, 4, 6. Yan. So, ilan ito lahat? 1, 2, 3. Ayan, tatlo lang. While event 2 or event B, rolling a number greater than 4. So, pag sinabing greater than 4, di mas mga numbers yan na mas malaki pa sa 4. So, these are 5 and 6 since we are referring to a die. So, take note that 6 is a common to both events. So, kung makikita natin yung number na 6 dito, di ba, makita nyo to? Yung 6 dito, makikita rin doon sa event B natin or event 2. So, therefore, these events are non-mutually exclusive events or mutually inclusive. Yan, inclusive events. Mutually inclusive events. Okay? Since meron silang common, which is 6. Yan. So, the probability of even number or greater than 4 is equal to the probability of even number plus the probability na greater than 4 minus the probability of even intersection greater than 4. You might get confused kapag ganito. So, maybe gawa muna tayo ng Venn diagram. So, sa Venn diagram pa, kung makikita nyo may common man. So, in other words, ganito yung magiging hitsura ng ating Venn diagram. So, mutually inclusive events. So, let's say event A yan, or set A. Ito set B. Ang common nila is 6. So, in other words, dito ko ilalagay yung 6. To indicate na itong 6, meron ito kay event A, as well as itong 6, meron din dito kay event B. Now, if I'm going to list all the sets or all the elements kay event A, meron tayong 2, 4, 6. So, in other words, 2, 4, 6. So, yan, ito na, meron ng 6 dito. While event 2 or event B, meron tayong 5, 6. So, may 6 na dito. So, 5, 6. Yan. Okay, so ito ngayon kanyang Venn diagram. So, in getting the probability naman, take note, probability of A or yung even number. Kanina, mayroon tayong 1, 2, and 3. So, tatlo. So, 3 over 6. Yan. Huwag mo nang i-reduce in lowest terms since mas madali mag-add or subtract kapag pareho yung denominators. Mamaya na. So, probability of B o yung probability na greater than 4. Ilan yung lahat? 1, 2. So, dalawa. So, this is 2 over 6. Since meron tayong common, or should we say intersection, which is 6, so meron tayong probability of A intersection B. So, kung makikita nyo, ilan yung intersection nila, ilang element, there is only 1. So, since we're talking about probability, so over 6. So, dito, if we're going to get the probability of A union B, kung mutually inclusive event, so we just get the probability of A plus yung probability ng B. Pero, since inclusive nito, minus pa natin ang probability of A intersection B. Yan. In which, yung probability ng A, anong probability ng A? That is 3 over 6. Plus, yung probability ng B, that is 2 over 6. Minus yung intersection nila, 1 over 6. So, 3 over 6 plus 2 over 6 minus 1 over 6. So, grade 3 mathematics, adding and subtracting of similar fractions. Diba similar kapag pareho yung denominators? You just simply copy the denominator, which is 6, then do the operation sa mga numerators. So, meaning, 3 plus 2, that is 5, minus 1. So, this is 4. Yan. Yet, 4 over 6 can still be reduced in lowest term. So, that would be 2 over 3. Yan. So, pareho lang yan dito. Okay, question before I proceed. Actually, madali lang tong module 6. No? Madali lang to. Okay, so kung wala sa question, maybe we can proceed to the next example. Dito. So, 15 balls numbered 1 to 15 are placed inside the basket. A ball is drawn at random. Find the probability that the number on the ball drawn is letter A, less than 5 or greater than 10. Letter B, an even number or greater than 10. Okay, so kung makikita natin dito, wala tayong sample space. So for us to understand this lesson, let us list muna yung sample space. Sample space. So yung sample space natin, what are the elements or ano ba yung nasa loob ng basket? So mayroon tayong 15 balls na naka-number ng 1 to 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay. Pasensyano niya ha, kasi mouse lang yung gamit ko. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, then 15. Yan. So this is our sample space wherein ang elements are 1, 2, 3, 4 hanggang 15. Now sa letter A, kapag less than 5 or greater than 10. So i-list muna natin ano ba yung mga numbers na nasa loob ng basket na may numbers na less than 5. So, syempre, less than 5. So, hindi tataas sa 5. Kumbaga. So, these are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yan. So, yung probability naman natin would be the probability of drawing less than 5 is equal to 4 since may apat tayo na mga numbers. So, 4 over 15. 15 siya kasi may 15 lahat na mga balls, kumbaga, na may numbers 1 to 15. So, ito yung probability. Yung numbers naman na greater than 10, so meaning to say, mas malaki pa sa 10. So, these are 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yan. So, yung probability na greater than 10 would be 5. 5 kasi, kung bibilangin, ilan to lahat? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan. So, 5 over 15. Now, question. Ano bang klaseng event ito? Mutually exclusive or mutually inclusive events? So, to answer that question, ang pinakaunang question natin dito, may common ba kay event A compared kay event B? Meron bang element dito na meron din dito sa baba? So, the answer is wala. So, in other words, mutually exclusive events. Kung gagawa tayo ng Venn diagram, dito ko na lang ilalagay, Venn diagram. Yan. So, yung event A natin or event 1, ito. Event B naman natin is ito. So, kung gagawa tayo ng Venn diagram, kung ito, event A, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yan. While ang event B naman natin, since walang numbers kay B na meron kay A, so, 11, yay. Wait. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, walang common. So, in other words, mutually exclusive events. So, to get the probability, again, we are using this word or. So, the operation to be used is addition. So, we just simply add. So, 4, since apat dito sa A, over 15 plus 5, since limang elements dito sa B, over 15. So, mas madali kapag pareho yung denominators. So, that is why do not reduce muna itong mga fractions kasi pareho sila ng denominators. Again, grade 3. Mathematics, addition and subtraction of fractions or addition or subtraction of similar fractions. Similar means pareho yung denominators nila lahat. So, copy the denominators, then add, no, since addition man to. So, 4 plus 5 equals 9. So, this time, kaya nakuha na natin yung sum. Dito na tayo mag-reduce. So, 9 and 15, both can be divided by 3. Yan. By 3. So, 9 divided by 3 is 3. While 15 divided by 3 is 5. That is why ito, 3 over 5. This is the probability when drawing a ball less than 5 or greater than 10. Okay, so second question, what's the probability of drawing an even number or greater than 10? So, even numbers, siyempre, dun tayo mag-refer pa rin sa ating sample space. Yan, 1 to 15 yan. So, ano ba yung mga even numbers? So, these are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yan. So, yung probability naman na even numbers, kung bibilangin natin to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, 7 over 15. While numbers greater than 10, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So, yung probability naman niya would be 5 over 15. So, kung gagawa naman tayo ng Venn diagram, sorry na kung hindi medyo rectangular yung drawing ko. Kung titingnan natin, mayroong mga numbers na meron kay event A, na meron kay B, which are, meron tayong 12, yay. Meron tayong 12, yan, 12. Meron din tayong 14, yan. So, in other words, mayroon tayong dalawa, no, na common elements kay A at saka B. So, kung gagawa tayo ng Venn diagram, so, it looks like ganito. In which, yung 12 and 14, akin ko ha, nandito 12 at saka 14. Now, so if I'm going to write all the elements kay event A, so the numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, ito na yun, 12, 14, yan yung sa A. While kay B naman, these are 11, okay, 12, nandito na. Then 13, 14, nandito na. Then lastly, 15. Yan. So, kung bibilangin natin ito lahat, kung probability of A union B, when referring to this Venn diagram, again, our denominator is 15. So, kung bibilangin natin to, meron tayong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, supposedly, 10 over 15 yan lahat. Pero kung gagamit tayo ng formula, again, since meron man tayong intersection, so yung formula natin dito would be the probability of A union B equals the probability of A plus the probability of B. Since meron tayong intersection, yan yung i-minus natin. Minus the probability of A intersection B. Yan. By which, probability of A ito yung A natin, even numbers. So, 7 over 15 plus the probability of B, which is 5 over 15. Kung i-add lang natin to, 7 plus 5 over 15 is 12 over 15. Pero kay 10 over 15 man yan, kung bibilangin natin sa Venn diagram. So, sobra siya. So, that is why we need to subtract yung probability na A intersection B. Kung titingnan natin dito, merong dalawa. So, minus 2 over 15. So, 7. So, again, kopyahin natin yung denominators kasi pareho na denominators. Add natin or subtract yung numerators. 7 plus 5 is 12 minus 2. This becomes 10. So, magiging equal pa rin kung gagamit tayo ng Venn diagram or yung kanyang formula. So, once again, this is an example of mutually inclusive events. Yan. So, kung titingnan nyo rin sa inyong modules, yes. May question? Okay. So, walang question. So, ang question nyo siguro dito would be, Sir, 10 over 15 man yan, sir. Pwede ba yan i-reduce? So, yan na yung next natin or yung final na solution. I'm just showing bakit naging 10. Yan. So, yung final solution natin dito, okay, sometimes sa exam natin or sa mga quizzes, wala sa choices ang 10 over 15. So, it might be reduced in lowest term. So, yan yung next na titingnan nyo na choices. 10 over 15, 10 and 15 can be divided by 5. So, 10 divided by 5 is 2. While 15 divided by 5 is 3. So, the same way dito sa isa. 10 over 15. So, 10 over 15 still equals 2/3. Yan. So, sa inyong module, ganun din yung kanyang solution. So, do not be worried kapag ganito yung mga symbols. Kasi sometimes nakakapagod din kapag sobrang haba ng sinusulat. And yet, sa mathematics, marami tayong symbols na pwedeng gamitin just to shorten our solution or even yung statement. Okay? So, take note of this symbol is greater than. No? So, and, kapag and, intersection. Dito na lesson. Intersection or the probability of even, tapos, intersection sa greater than 10. So, do not be confused sa ganito na mga symbols kasi ganito talaga yung mathematics. Basta familiar lang kayo sa mga symbols, kahit ano pa yung mga symbols na yan, for as long as alam nyo anong meaning, hindi na kayo ma-worry dyan. Next, page 4. Yan. A card is drawn at random from a deck or a standard deck of cards. What is the probability of drawing a queen or, may word na naman na or, a king? So, syempre, kung gagawa ka ng Venn diagram dito, lakyan ko na lang. Ano kaya to? Mutually exclusive or mutually inclusive? So, syempre, kung queen, so mayroon kang queen na heart, queen na diamond, queen na spade. Ganyan na lang ha. Tapos queen na club or kamunggay. Yan. Whilst yung event A to. Event A. Yung event B naman, king na hearts, king na diamond, king na spade, at saka king na club or kamunggay. Yan. So kung makikita nyo, walang common or walang element si set A doon kay B, as well as kay B doon kay A. So in other words, this is an example of mutually exclusive event, since you cannot draw a card that is both a king and a queen. Yan. So in other words, kung sa baraha pa yan, walang baraha dyan na king na heart, at the same time dito naman queen na heart. Walang baraha na ganyan, di ba? So kung king na heart din dito sa cards, or king na heart talaga yan, walang ganyan. Okay, so yung probability na queen or king is equal to the probability of getting a queen plus the probability of getting a king. So kung bibilangin natin yung queen dito, ito yung queen. So mayroon tayong apat, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 52, since ang standard deck of cards merong 52. Yan. Tapos yung probability na king naman, kung ibibilangin natin dito, may apat lahat. So 4 over 52. So kung i-add natin to, 4 plus 4 is 8 over 52. When divided by 4, we divide natin by 4 ito. 8 divided by 4 is 2. While 52 divided by... bakit 52? Kung divide natin by 4, 52 divided by 4 is 13. So this is already the lowest term. So 2 over 13. Ito yung probability of drawing a queen or a king. Next, number 3. How about kung red ace or a heart jack? Yan. So kung gagawa tayo ng Venn diagram, ito na lang gawin natin Venn diagram. Yan. So ito yung event A at saka event B. So makikita nyo dito, there are two cards na merong red ace. No? So these are ace na diamond at saka ace na heart. While ang jack, heart jack. So may isa lang. Yan. So walang common, no? So in other words, this is still a mutually exclusive event. So yung probability na red ace or a heart jack is equal to the probability na red ace plus the probability na heart jack. So yung red ace natin may dalawa lang. So 2 over 52 plus heart jack naman, meron tayong 1 over 52. So, 2 plus 1 is 3 over 52. Yan. Okay, number 4. The probabilities of 3 contestants A, B, C of winning the grand prize are 1/5, 1/6, and 1/3 respectively. Pag sinabing respectively, in other words, kung ano yung pagka-align dito, A, B, and C, it will represent yung alignment naman dito sa tatlo. What I mean is, yung probability ng A, ang makakuha ng grand prize is 1/5. Yung probability ng B, na siya yung makakuha ng grand prize is 1/6. While kay C naman, na siya yung makakuha ng grand prize is 1/3. Yan yung ibig sabihin yan. Assuming that only one contestant can win the grand prize, so it's either si A, si B, or si C. So find the probability that neither A nor C wins. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng neither A nor C wins? Meaning yan na dapat si A or si C hindi dapat yung makakuha ng grand prize. So, since ang binigay sa atin na clue, yung probability na makakuha sila or winning the grand prize si A, si B or si C. So, yung gagamitin natin muna yan. That A or C wins. So, when getting the probability of A or C wins, so mutually exclusive. Siyempre, mutually exclusive sila. So, probability of A wins plus the probability of C wins. So, yung probability na si A, yung makakuha ng grand prize, according dito is 1/5 plus yung probability na C, yung makakuha ng grand prize is 1/3. Now, you might observe that 1/5 plus 1/3 cannot be added directly. Diba? Okay lang sana kung pareho sila ng denominators. Grade 4 Mathematics. So, it would be better kung pareho sila ng denominators. Gamitan natin ng grade 3 or grade 4 Mathematics. 1/5, 1/3. Ang question ngayon, kailan pwedeng mag-equal ang 5 at saka 3? Or should we say LCD? So, 5 and 3. Paano ba yan? Least common multiple. So, 5. So, we have 5, 10, 15, 20. Diba? Ganyan may multiples. Again, I am using grade 4 Mathematics. 25, etc. While ang 3 naman, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, next, 18, 21, etc. So, yung common nila, ano ba yung common nila? Ang common nila, nandun sa, yan, 15. Diba? May common sila na 15. So, in other words, aabot lang sila sa 15. So, yung 15 ngayon, dapat yung yung 5 ngayon, dapat yung denominator niya magiging 15, while 3, aabot din dapat sa 15. So, to make it, ang 5 magiging 15, so we just simply multiply by what number? So, syempre, that is times 3. Okay, good. That's correct. So, since nag-times 3 ka dyan, 5 times 3 equals 15. So, dapat din, mag-times 3 ka rin sa numerator. So, 1 times 3 equals 3. So, 1/5 can still be expressed as 3 over 15. While yung 1/3 naman, para maging 15 yung denominator, we simply multiply 3 by 5. 3 times 5 equals 15. So, yung 1 din, multiply din natin by 5. So, 1 times 5 equals 5. So, in other words, yung 1/5 now magiging 3 over 15. Yung 1/3 naman, magiging 5 over 15. Okay ha? So, 1/5 magiging 3 over 15 plus yung 1/3 kanina magiging 5 over 15. Yan. So, di ba pareho na sila ng denominators? So, this time, we copy the denominator and then do the operation sa numerator. So, 3 plus 5 equals 8. So, our final answer for this, hindi pa to final, initial pa to, 8 over 15. So, bakit ko nasabi na hindi pa to final? Since the question is neither A nor C wins. Ito, probability pa lang to na si A or si C wins. Take note ha, neither. So, hindi dapat manalo si A nor si C. So, next would be the probability that is either A or B will win is 8 over 15. However, the question asks the probability that neither. Pag sinabing neither, negative yan, di ba? Kung sa English pa. So, hindi, wala sa kanila, kumbaga. Of the two contestants will win, that is, yan, the probability that neither A nor C wins. So, 1 minus the probability na A or C wins. Okay. So the probability that neither A nor C wins is equal to 1 minus 8 over 15. Yet, ang 1, we cannot subtract this directly kasi hindi man sila pareho ng denominators. So, take note that 1 can be expressed as 15 over 15. Bakit 15? Since the easiest way to add or subtract fractions kung pareho sila ng denominators. So, gagawin na lang natin, ipareho natin ng denominators. Since 1 man ito, so dapat 15 din or the same din sa numerator. Diba? 15 divided by 15 is 1. Yan. So, parang wala lang nangyari. Though, naiba lang yung number. Okay? Next. Since pareho na sila ng denominators, so that is now the time na we're going to subtract the numerator. So 15 minus 8 equals 7 over 15. Therefore, the probability that neither A nor C wins is 7 over 15. Okay, number 5. Malapit na tayo. In a room of 20 people, there are 12 women and 8 men. 6 women and 5 men are wearing red. What is the probability of randomly picking one person who is either wearing red or a woman? So, in the event of choosing a person who is either wearing red or a woman shows an inclusive event. So, bakit kaya inclusive ito? Since wearing red man siya, di ba ang wearing red dito are only 6 women and 5 men, tama? Tapos, a woman. Di ba mayroon ding women na nakasuot ng pula? So, in other words, may common dito sa dalawang events. Yan, may common yan sa dalawa. So, mutually inclusive events. So, let us start by listing the probabilities of each event. So, there are 6 women wearing red. Again, we are referring to event A. Yan, event A. So, yung probability na getting woman wearing red, wait lang, hindi yan A. Kung hindi yung intersection, yung common. Yan, common to. So, ito yung balikan natin ito mamaya. There are 11 people wearing red. Kasi ito man yung A natin. Wearing red lang. So, ito yung A natin. So, 11. Bakit 11? People man, di ba? People. So, ilan to lahat? 6 women, 5 men. So, 6 plus 5 equals 11. So, that is why 11 over 20. Bakit 20? Because in a room, there are 20 people. Yan. Tapos, woman. So, ilan bang women meron sa room? So, yan yung event B natin. So, there are 12 women. Yan. So, yung probability naman yan na getting or choosing a woman or women dito would be 12 over 20. Yet, may common man kay A at saka kay B. So, ito yung 6 women wearing red. So, ito yung kanyang intersection. Intersection B. In which may 6 na women na nakasuot ng pula. So, 6 over 20. So, dito, the probability of choosing a person is either wearing red or a woman would be yung A natin, the probability of red plus the probability of woman. Since may common man sila, so minus yung probability na woman wearing red. So this becomes 11 over 20 yung naka-red, 12 over 20 yung woman or women, minus 6 over 20 yung women that wears red. O, di ba? So, madali na lang kasi pareho man ng denominator. So, 11 plus 12 is 23 minus 6 is 17 over 20. So the probability of choosing a woman or a person wearing red is 17 over 20. Yan. Okay. Haba nito. Last na pala to. So, in a math class of 30 students, alam na natin na kung ano yung denominator natin. 17 are boys, 13 are girls. On a unit test, 4 boys and 5 girls made an A grade. So since A grade man to, so possibly ang grade niya could be nasa 98 to 100 yung kanyang nakuhang score sa unit test. If a student is chosen at random from the class, what is the probability of choosing a girl or an A student? Yan. Okay, so the probability of choosing a girl or an A student shows an inclusive event. So, inclusive pa rin. Bakit inclusive? Kasi, may girl ba na nakakuha rin ng grade na A? Meron, di ba? Ito na, nakasulat na dito. 5 girls made an A grade. Yan. So, una, let us list. There are yung A natin muna ha. Set A natin, we are referring to girls. Girls lang. Wala pa nakasabi dyan. Basta girls lang. Yung B naman natin is yung nakakuha ng A. Grade. A grade. Yan. So dito, girls. Yan. So, ito yung A natin. There are 13 girls na math class of 30. So, 13 over 30. While yung nakakuha ng A grade, bakit 9? Because may 4 na boys na nakakuha ng A grade. May 5 girls naman nakakuha ng A grade. So, 9 over 30. So, ito yung B. While there are 5 girls with an A grade. So, in other words, girls siya. At the same time, nakakuha ng grade na A. So, ito yung intersection. There are 5 girls with an A grade. So, P, or the probability na girl with A grade, equals 5 over 30. So, ang gagawin natin, probability of A plus the probability of B minus, so A plus itong dalawa, minus yung probability na A intersection B. Probability of girl or A grade equals the probability of girl plus the probability of A grade minus the probability na girl with A grade. So, 13 over 30 plus 9 over 30 minus 5 over 30. 13 plus 9 is 22 minus 5 is 17 over 30. So, the probability of choosing a girl or an A student is 17 over 30. So, in this module, you are simply asked to get the probability of union events kung mutually exclusive ha, or should I say MEE. MEE. Ang meaning niyan, mutually exclusive event. So, ito yung kanyang Venn diagram. Or, yung isa naman na kung may common, yan, ito yung event A, event B, tapos yung kanyang common, yan. So, this is mutually inclusive events. Yan. It's almost 1 hour na tayo. Kaya pa natin to. Sige, check natin ha. We just answer na lang itong let us practice more. So, what is the probability of choosing a consonant from the alphabet? So, alphabet, parang kinder 1 to, no? Kinder 1, kinder 2. So, how many letters are there in an alphabet? Pila? 26? Are you sure ha? 26? Sige daw. Kantahon na to ha. Ihapon na to. Ihapon na to. Sige. Sige ha. Count mo ha. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. O, J ha. Sa J, 10 na na. 10 ano? Tama ba? 10. J. K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. O, hantod sa T. So, 10. Q, R, S, T, U, N, V, W, X, Y, N, Z. Hala, 28 lagi akong ihap. 28 or 26? 28 lagi. Sige daw, kantahan niyo balik. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, N, V, W, X, Y, N, Z. Oh, 28 lagi. Tama ba? 28 or 26? De, joke lang ha. 26 lang bitaw. Na-appeal na ko ang N de. Q, R, S, T, U, N, V. O, na pa N. W, X, Y, N, Z. O, diba? So, na-appeal ang N. Joke lang na. Kaya gigutom na ko. Okay? So, joke nga ako rin nakatawa. Okay, consonant. Pila ka consonant meron sa alphabet? So, there are 5 ang consonant. Diba? Ang consonant dyan is, diba, vowel man na? A, I, E, O, O. So, kuhanin mo ng 5 nga vowels sa alphabet, ang mabilin, consonant. Diba? So, 26 minus 5 is 21. So, 21 over 20 equals 21 over 20. So, letter C. Ay, gigutom na bitaw ko eh. Number 2. What is the probability of choosing a vowel from the alphabet? Pila ka buk vowel? Oh, ka-memorize ka kung anak ani. Ha? 21 food? Dagaan na oy. Pila ka A di ay? A, E, I, O, O. So, 5 ra. So, 5 over 26. Tama? Okay. Next, number 3. A box contains 3 red playing cards numbered 1 to 3. Okay ha, red. The box also contains 5 black playing cards numbered 1 to 5. You randomly pick a playing card. What is the probability that it is black or has an odd number? So, pila ka buk ang black? Pila ka buk ang black? Pila ka buk? 5. Tama ba? 5 black. Naka-number na siya as 1, 2, 3, 4, tapos 5. Tama? Tama, no? Ang red, pila ka buk ang red? Hello? How many playing cards are red? Wa mo nagbasa ba? Na itulo. So, 1, 2, 3. Di ba naka-number yan na 1, 2, and 3? Yan. Okay ha? Yet, ang gipangutana diri is black ba or an odd number? So, event A, sulat ko dito. Event A, which is black. So, what is the probability na event A? What is the probability? Pila ka buk ang black? 5. 5. Over, pila ka buok ang playing card sa box? 3? 8, tama. That's correct. Kinsa to? Si Trisha. Very good, Trisha. Okay, next. Ito yung event A natin, black. Ang event B naman natin kung odd. Odd numbers. So, unsa nga tong odd numbers dire? What are the odd numbers? Natay 1. Odd ha, bungkig ba? Kumbaga sa Bisaya, mga bungkig ng mga numbers. 1, 3, 5. Tapos 1, 3 sa red. So, pila ka buok? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tama? So, 5/8. Now, this item number 3, is it a mutually exclusive or mutually inclusive? Na ba sila common? Wala. Unsa itong mga numbers? Apil bang ito? Wala. Sa black laman yun. Sa black tapos odd. So, black natay 1, 3. Tama? Tapos odd. So, dili na tamutanaw sa red, no? Black or tapos odd lang man. Okay. So, dili ang ato ang intersection would be A intersection B, pila ka buok? Nakay duha. Duha ba? Nalibat ako. Black at the same time odd number. Nakay tulo. No, apil man eh. Black at the same time odd number, right? So, nakay tulo. 3/8. Yan. Take note ha. Black at the same time odd number. Naraw. Black. So, mo black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At the same time odd number. So, odd number nga black nakay 1, 3, ug 5. So, that is why 3/8. So, to answer the question, unsay buhaton ani? You're going to add 5/8 plus 5/8 then pa black 5/8. Ang odd number nato diri dili di siya 5, this should be 3. Mao di ay nanubra ta. This should be 3 kay odd number lang man, wala nilabot ang red na. Okay, so odd number lang man. So 1, 3, 5, odd number. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Natin pa. Nawala na ko. Sorry ha. Kaya murag nawala ko sa passing. Dapat kuha ni siya. 5 din siya kay kuan man day. 5. So, tama ni. Tapos, minus 3/8. So, 5 plus 5 is equal to 10 minus 3. So, 7/8. Yan. So, the answer sa number 3 would be letter D. 7/8. Next. You roll a pair 6-sided die. What is the probability that the die shows an even number or a number greater than 3? Okay, so list muna natin. Yung probability na A, even. So, unsa ba itong mga even numbers na to sa die? Nakatay 2, 4, and 6 lang. Yan. While ang B natin, which is greater than 3, unsa ba itong mga numbers na greater than 3 sa die? Natay 4, 5, 6. Okay, correct. Yan. So, naabay common? Nay common, wala. Na ano, kani? 4 tapos 6. So, in other words, ang A intersection B would be, sa itong mga numbers na common, 4 og 6. Yan. Yan. So, diri, ang probability karon diri would be 3 over 6. Sa B na pod, ang probability diri is 3 over 6. While sa intersection, 2 over 6. So in getting the probability that an even number or a number greater than 3 would be 3 over 6 plus 3 over 6 minus the intersection 2 over 6. So 3 plus 3 is 6 minus 2 is 4 over 6. Pero since wala man sa choices, does it mean wala or mali ang question? Do you agree nga mali ang question? Or Okay. So since wala man tayo makita nga answer or choices na 4 over 6, so there might be sa tawagan na napilaing choice kumbaga, which is to do the lowest term or get the lowest term. So 4 over 6 can be reduced by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, while 6 divided by 2 is 3. So that is why sa number 4, the answer is letter A. Yan. And lastly, number 5. Last na to kasi it's already 7:30. A magazine contains 14 pages. You open a random page. What is the probability that a page number is 3 or 7? So, yung event A natin dito, kung page 3 ang makuha, so ilang page 3 ba? Meron sa 14 pages, there is only 1. Tama? So, kung gagawa ako ng set, ang A natin dito is only page 3. Yan. Ang B natin dito is 7, page 7. So, yan lang. So, yung probability ng A natin dito, so yung probability nito would be 1 over 14, since 14 pages. Yung probability naman ni B is 1 over 14. Kasi isang page 7 lang man, di ba? Sa magazine. Okay, question. May page ba sa magazine na to na page 3 at the same time page 7? Wala, di ba? So, in other words, mutually exclusive event itong number 5. So, ano ba yung i-add natin to get the probability? So, 1 over 14 plus 1 over 14. So, walang i-minus, no? Kay exclusive man to. Walang common, walang intersection. So, this becomes 2 over 14. Anong letter ito sa number 5? Wala. So, in other words, try natin kung pwede ma-reduce. 2 over 14 can be divided by 2. No? 2 divided by 2 is 1, whilst 14 divided by 2 is 7. Nasa choices, wala. What letter? Okay, letter C. Okay?